You're trying to feel love. The harder you try, the more it slips away. Like trying to catch smoke with your hands, the tighter you grasp, the more it disperses. Because love is not something that you practice or achieve, it's your fundamental nature as consciousness. Love is like sunlight. It's always shining with equal brightness. What varies is only how clouded over it seems to become, although even the clouds themselves are entirely illuminated by the sun itself. Here's a radical idea. What if love isn't actually a feeling at all? What if the very search for love is exactly what makes it seem so absent? What if the love you're seeking is already here in whatever appears, rather than self-esteem or external achievements? Now, I know this might seem strange. We've been taught that love is this warm, fuzzy feeling we're supposed to chase and maintain, like checking our emotional temperature to see if we're feeling love enough. Timeless love is completely unconditional. It has no requirements, no preferences. Love isn't a feeling that comes and goes. It's the absence of separation itself. When we feel love for someone, it's because the idea of being separate temporarily drops away. Take a moment right now. Actually pause for a few seconds and look around you. Notice the space in which everything is appearing. Notice how every sight, every sound, every sensation is effortlessly appearing in this aware presence that you are. And this aware presence isn't cold or empty, it's what allows all experience to be here. Love is synonymous with presence. This awareness, they're the same thing appearing. Awareness embraces everything without resistance and with full, unconditional acceptance. And this is the true you. And so you are love. Imagine a crystal clear lake. Waves may arise, sometimes gentle, sometimes stormy, but the water itself remains unchanged. This is how love operates. What we usually call love, the warm feelings, the connection, the emotional highs, these are like waves. They come and go, but beneath all these changing movements is something more fundamental, the crystal clear aware presence that's here right now, appearing as everything. And so the love you feel for your romantic partner isn't fundamentally different from the love you feel for anyone else. There may be someone with whom this love is reflected in physical intimacy shared exclusively only with them. But the essential love that it's made out of isn't any different. It's just expressed in a different way, perhaps the most intensely with one particular person. Whatever appears, whether joy or pain, pleasure or suffering, is equally an expression of love's completeness. But Alex, you might say, if love is already here, why do I feel so disconnected? Why does finding love seem so hard? Here's a metaphor. Imagine you've been wearing frosted up glasses for your whole life and you forgot you had them on. Everything appears foggier and darker than it really is. These glasses are like our accumulated patterns of thoughts and emotions that seem to hide love's ever-present nature. But as we rest as the loving awareness that we are, the frost slowly melts in the sunshine of awareness, and the warmth of love is ever increasingly felt. Here's an invitation. Notice whatever feeling is here right now. It might be labeled as doubt, curiosity, or something else entirely. Like tension melting from a tight muscle, let your attention gently release its grip on this feeling. Just for a moment, notice the simple spaciousness that's here when you're not identified as a person who's contracted or holding on. Notice what's aware of the feeling itself. And notice that the feeling and awareness are inseparable. That aware presence is love itself, not a personal love that comes and goes, but the boundless love that's the very nature of awareness. And so love is not about finding something outside yourself, it's recognizing that you already are the infinite love appearing as everything. When you seem to feel more love for some people than others, it's not that love itself is changing, it's just being covered up in different ways by personal reactions and judgments. But it's not about being perfect or being a guru or a sage in perfect love. Even these personal reactions and judgments are held in the loving space of awareness that you are. Embraced in this space without judgment, unloving thoughts and feelings are healed, and one's human heart is gradually thawed in the sunshine of awareness. And so, love is not separate from the lover or the loved. It's the energy of consciousness itself. All feelings of love have awareness as their underlying nature, and so are simply an appearance of the true love that embraces all. As we recognize this truth, something remarkable happens. All our contracted patterns begin to unwind on their own, or one is guided to approaches that help bring all the barriers of love to conscious awareness, where they can be dissolved in the light of unjudgmental presence, like ice dissolving, thawed by the luminosity of aware presence. When we rest as awareness, all appearances are seen as expressions of love, even the seeming negative ones, and this shows up tangibly as the body relaxes without effort, the heart opens up naturally, relationships become more authentic, and life is less personal and needy feeling, and more spacious and free. Love is what's left when we stop believing we or the other are flawed and need fixing. But this isn't bypassing our human experience or not helping each other out. It's recognizing that all feelings are within us. It's infinite patience. The recognition that someone else can't make us feel love is just that they reflect the love we already know ourselves to be. When uncomfortable emotions arise, we don't ignore them or try to replace them with love. Instead, we recognize that even these uncomfortable emotions are appearing in and as this loving awareness that we are. You might say, but Alex, what about all the unloving things in the world? What about all the wars and the famine and the terrible things we do to others and animals? How can this all be contained within love? And it's a really great question, because it's a challenge to reconcile for so many of us who feel like we are empaths. It can be confusing, outraging, and that's okay. Even the divine outrage at injustice is held within love itself. It doesn't make any of these heinous things right. It's just that we also see what's beyond any concept of right or wrong. Consciousness can overlook its true nature as love and appear to itself as all kinds of heinous acts, and they're all based on the idea of separation. When the non-separateness of ourselves is truly recognized and sustainably abided in, only loving actions can arise. This is our great challenge. As Rumi put it, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Although this love isn't a personal choice or a decision leading to inauthentic action and masquerading as compassion, it's the recognition that it's already here. Even if circumstances seem dire or you're not feeling very loving right now, that too is embraced in the unconditional acceptance of awareness. And in that unconditional acceptance, with a little bit of openness, maybe the situations and feelings can be allowed to change. Maybe the sun will appear to shine again as the frost is melted in aware presence. And so, we came here wanting to know how to feel love, but we discovered, more accurately remembered, something far more profound. You are this love, not the person who struggles and seeks for love, but the love of the universe manifesting as human form, gradually relaxing back into love. Loving feelings are the result of recognizing your non-separateness from everything. It may be represented as an intimate relationship, a close bond with a brother or a sister or a friend, or just a feeling of love for life itself. But whatever the case, this love is here now. Hearing these words, feeling whatever you're feeling, it's the space in which all of life is happening. Rest here. Everything It's already embraced in this loving awareness that you are. Don't take yourself to be just an apparently unloving thought, feeling, or circumstance that appears in this. Relax, perceptually open as this. You're already the love that you were looking for. Peace.